You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, GH fans. So I am worried about Sasha Gilmore's fate because her mother, Holly Sutton, is truly horrible. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and with the walls closing in because Jenz Sidwell is on his way to Port Charles, everybody close to Holly could be in peril. Does that include her daughter, Sasha? Before we dive in, please click subscribe if you're not following us. So General Hospital has done this enormous and improbable retcon, making Sasha Gilmore the daughter of Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton. And really, gosh, if you look back at the timeline, I was looking at because I remember this, but I had to look back at the dates. So Robert and Anna fake died in 1992 in that boat explosion. I think they were both on the boat, right? And Holly was on the screen on GH in 1992 and 1993 and visibly not pregnant. And I'm guessing Robert couldn't have gotten her pregnant from beyond the fake grave. She was very clear on saying he was presumed dead when she had Sasha. So he would have had to have gotten her pregnant sometime before he fake blew up in that boat. There's just no way because she was on screen. So it is a very sloppy retcon. And the big question is, why are they even doing this? Robert does not need another kid, especially not one with Holly. And Sasha did not need a trash panda mom like Holly. Plus, Cody and Sasha are so sweet together, and them being cousins is a terrible outcome. I mean, it was shocking when Holly showed up at the Q Mansion the other day and Sasha called her mother. And of course, now we're waiting on that paternity test, but Robert seems very certain that Sasha is his daughter. He told Anna that she's got his mother's eyes, and as Robert pointed out, Holly has no reason to lie and say it's him. She only came clean because Sasha was dating Cody, and Holly already admitted she would have taken the secret to her grave if not for that. So in the meantime, word is spreading around Port Charles that Holly is Sasha's mom. And guess who's on his way to Port Chuck? Jenz Sidwell. He is looking for those big chunks of uncut gems that Holly stole from him. Those are the ones she showed Sonny on that recent episode, and she asked him to fence them for her as fast as possible and as quietly as possible. When he asked who is she running from, Holly refused to answer. And several people already suspect she stole something from Sidwell. Jack Brennan pulled in Jason and Anna a week ago to ask if they took a souvenir from Sidwell. They said, no, we just brought Lucky home. And he said, okay, because that guy murdered my pilot and tore the plane apart. He is clearly looking for something. Anna knew right then if something was taken, it was Holly. And then she lurked in her room waiting on her. And Anna pressed her, just be honest for once in your life. But of course, Holly wouldn't do it. And Anna had already alerted Jason earlier in the day, and then she told Holly in person, Sidwell is in the U.S. He's in Miami and probably headed to Port Charles if what I suspect is true. And we already know Holly is ready to take the money and run. And I mean, Anna did tell her, just leave town. Go away. That's the best thing you can do for Robert and your daughter, Sasha. But here's the problem. Sidwell is vicious. He is a killer, and he'll do anything that he has to get his stuff back. And what he wants is those gems Holly stole. And given how big those chunks were that she took from him, that's probably millions and millions of dollars. Holly is not going to get market value from it, and Sonny is going to take part of the cut too. But I don't think that is even going to matter because I don't think he can fence them fast enough to get Holly out of Port Charles before Sidwell gets there. And I bet that there's somebody in town lurking around spying for him. If you remember, Sidwell had that hitman trying to kill Isaiah already. He failed, but clearly Sidwell's not afraid to deploy resources ahead of him into town. So there's at least one, possibly more men already in Port Charles. and they may already know about Sasha and her tie to English, aka Holly. And I'm pretty sure Sidwell's figured out that Holly is a con woman and that nothing she ever told him was true. Somebody like her is very hard to get the truth out of. And as far as he knew, she was just this single, beautiful woman. And, Sidwell may not know about her son, Ethan Lovett, or maybe he does. He might have really done a deep dive after she ran off. But his men might have found out Holly has a daughter named Sasha in town because word is spreading. So I could see Sidwell having his men kidnap Sasha and threaten her life to get Holly to give back those uncut gems. I mean, given how murderous and psycho that Sidwell is, I am very worried about Sasha and her fate. But I can also imagine that DA Robert Scorpio, former spy and all-around badass, is going to react very badly if his newfound daughter is kidnapped by a very bad man because of her scheming con woman mom, Holly. But still, very worried about Sasha's fate and, not just about Sidwell, but also on General Hospital. If the DNA test comes back and confirms Robert as her dad, which he seems to think it's going to come back positive, Holly seems to think the same, with Sasha's romance with Cody over, where does that leave Sasha in terms of her GH storyline prospects? I mean, I guess she could wind back up with Michael if he and Willow split because of her and Drew's mutual crush. There's not a lot of other men in Port Charles for her to get involved with. And she's, a cook at the Quartermain house. There's not a lot of career prospects going on. I mean, hopefully, if Sidwell does something to Sasha because of Holly, she'll do everything she can to save her daughter. To her credit, we have seen Holly do a lot to save Ethan, but she should not be expecting a Mom of the Year mug. Let's be real. Sasha does not care for her mother at all. She wants her out of her life, and it's not exactly like GH needs Holly. So if Sidwell gets all murdery, maybe it'll be Holly who pays the price instead of her daughter Sasha or somebody else. I do think Sidwell is going to find out that the people of Port Chuck are not the easy pickings he assumes they are as targets. Lucky will be ready to fight. Jason and Anna will. She's got police resources and Jason's got mob resources. Robert is the DA. Brennan already tried to take out Sidwell with a drone strike, and he's got WSB resources. Holly, of course, is going to be terrified and will hide behind anybody she can to save her own selfish skin. So we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I am sure Sidwell is going to slip into town closer to November sweeps, which kicks off next week, Thursday, October 31st. But I am very worried Sasha might be in danger.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.